What's up everybody, this is Daniel here. Today I want to talk about the best Facebook advertising strategy for restaurants or hospitality businesses in 2022 and moving into 2023. So first of all, what I want to say is most successful hospitality businesses, whether they're bars, restaurants, cafes, even function spaces, event centers, most of these businesses grow off the back of word of mouth, okay? Very few venues rely solely on advertising to generate their business continued growth. It doesn't really ever work that way. Hospitality is a very word of mouth driven industry. So if you build a reputation in your local market as not a very good venue, it's gonna be very hard to stay top of mind or very profitable for a long period of time if you have poor delivery and you can't consistently get customers to return. However, the same goes the other way, where if you're very good at what you do, the core of your business is very strong, you're going to generate a lot of positive word of mouth in your local market, okay? So we look at this equation through what we call a growth flywheel, and this really gives us some perspective on where marketing fits into the equation of growing your business, okay? Marketing alone will never ever grow your business. So the flywheel that I want to talk about has delivery as the main driving factor of success. What that delivery does is it leads to positive word of mouth. Once you have positive word of mouth in your local market, that is going to bleed into your local market and people are going to have good things to say. What that is going to do is then allow you to generate more people coming through the doors of your venue, or if you are selling private events or private functions, more inquiries coming through the door or calling you up or sending you contact details. You could think of this as organic demand coming your way. What then happens from that organic demand is you have to convert that into dollars, into business, and if you're selling private functions or private events, you will need a sales process. That sales process then leads the prospect to delivery, and the flywheel continues. The more delivery you do well is going to generate more positive word of mouth in your local market, hence generate more demand for your venue. But where does marketing fit into this flywheel equation? It fits into the equation through artificially stimulating demand, okay? You promote yourself artificially to the local market to generate demand off the back of that marketing, giving you the opportunity to close more deals, generate more business, then over-deliver for those prospects or customers that come through your doors. Hence, off the back of that over-delivery, you get more positive word of mouth as a result. So what you can see here is marketing is only one small piece of the puzzle which is going to lead to the venue being successful or the business growing. It is not the golden bullet. It might be positioned out there in the marketplace as this marketing strategy is going to save your business or it's going to make you $1 million, but that is never the case. It is only ever a piece of a larger puzzle that is required to grow a business. So nowadays we focus on working with venues, make high ticket sales. So traditional bar and restaurants and cafes, usually what they do is they would sell dinner, lunch, breakfast, and the average spend per customer might be $20 to $100. So each customer that comes through the door might generate the business that much revenue. What we've found is there is a much more potent opportunity for a lot of hospitality businesses out there, and that is selling private functions and private events. People planning weddings, baby showers, birthday parties, corporate events. Because you make one sale, they might reserve a portion of your venue for a set period of time, or they might hire the whole venue out from you, but that one sale is going to generate much more revenue than one customer coming through the door. What this does is it means you can generate higher ticket sales, and a portion of that can be reinvested back into marketing to help scale up the marketing or acquisition that you do, hence grow the business more aggressively. So when I'm talking about private events or private functions, I'm usually talking about events that have at least 30 people, because at that level you might be generating $1,000 in revenue, and at that point the numbers start to make sense in order to market these high ticket events. However, if your venue is too small, what you could focus on is smaller birthday parties of 10 or 20 people, because at least you know if you can close one of these birthday parties, you can then generate a higher ticket sale. It's going to be more valuable to your business. So now we've talked about that, let's get into the meat and potatoes of how to actually promote your venue using Facebook and Instagram ads in 2022 and 2023. So what we recommend is creating ads that have long form copy. What I mean by that is there is a lot of words sort of explaining what the advertisement is actually going to be about, because the goal is to get someone to click on the ad and actually read through that copy in order for them to take the next action that we're wanting them to do in our ad. We also recommend using window images. Okay, this is 4 images in the shape and style of a window, which gives us a little bit more creative to play with when we're creating an ad to resonate with our target customers. We also like to use a campaign that we call send to message campaign. This is where somebody clicks on the ad and it takes them to a Facebook Messenger conversation. Facebook Messenger is then used using a software called ManyChat. And ManyChat allows us to build an automated messenger conversation. So once someone clicks on an ad and they show some interest in maybe planning an event, Messenger is going to ask them some questions about the event that they're planning, and they can submit their information into a sales process. So the sales process that each venue uses could be vastly different, but this could go to a salesperson. This might get submitted to an inbox that your venue has. But it works very similar to a form on your website. It allows a prospect to submit their information in quite a structured way. In terms of the targeting for your social media ads, we would recommend targeting just the local market. Depending on how dense the local population is in your local area would depend on how much of a radius you want to target around your venue. But typically anywhere from like 2 to 12 miles is fairly standard, again, depending on population density. If there is a lot of people in your local area, then you can tighten the targeting options to maybe just target women, because women tend to be decision makers when it comes to private event planning and private functions. From the data that we've gathered across all of the venues we've worked with, that stays consistent. So if you do need to narrow down the audience of your targeting options, you could focus on women living in the local area, usually aged between 22 to 60. That age range tends to work quite well. In terms of the budget that you should be using for your ad campaigns, there really should not be a budget for social media ads. You should look at a return on investment, because ideally you can see how many dollars you spend and how much revenue ideally you can see how many dollars you spend and how much revenue you generate off the back of that spend. The problem is most venues can't track success, so they don't actually know their return on investment. So tracking and measurability is very, very important. But with that being said, I would recommend between $500 to $1,000 a month as a marketing ad spend budget, which gives you about between $125 and $250 a week as a base budget for your ads. If you have a tight sales process that is attached to the marketing strategy that you're using, then we should see very common venues be able to close deals for about $150 spend. Okay, so if they're trying to generate more inquiries around a specific subject or event, let's say birthday parties of 60 people, they should be able to spend $150 on ads and generate a closed deal. If you have a very, very tight sales process and you're a good salesperson and a good business, you could be able to get closes for cheaper than that, depending on those variables. One thing that I do want you to bear in mind, however, is that marketing is only ever going to amplify the truth of your business. Okay, so if you have a very good business that delivers its core business well, marketing as fuel on the fire is going to amplify that truth of your business, allowing you to generate more positive word of mouth and grow. However, if you're a venue or a business that does not deliver their core business well or as good as they should be doing, then marketing is actually going to accelerate your decline, because you're going to generate more negative word of mouth and you're going to ultimately have a business that is failing faster. Okay, so first, before you want to focus on marketing, make sure the core of your business is as strong as you can get it, and then market to put more fuel on the fire and explode the positive word of mouth in your local area. So I hope that made sense to some of you guys out there. Social media advertising and Facebook ads is not the golden bullet. It is a small piece of a puzzle which all has to be tackled in order for success to happen. So keep that in mind. So if you got some value out of this, I would very much appreciate a like on this video if you did like it. If you have any questions, leave some comments below, and it gives us ideas around topics that you want to learn more about, and we'll make future videos about those. We've got some other videos to check out, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, because we come out with more content like this very frequently. So hope that made sense. Thanks everybody.